Hi everyone, it's Arlene. Today's video is just going to be a tutorial and just an explanation of the different kinds of stamps that Stampin' Up! Carries. I did get a question about that, so I wanted to answer that. It was from a viewer. So when you look in the catalog, if you have a catalog, and you will see that there are different types of stamps. So like say this one says 8 rubber stamps, and then they give you the option if you want to have the wood or the clear, which is called a clear stamp. And then you also have different options that will say photopolymer stamps. So I just wanted to briefly explain the difference between those types of stamps. So when you get the wood stamp, when it says rubber stamp, what you're getting is you're going to be getting the rubber die that goes with it. So you see this has it's a high quality rubber, and it also has the foam, the cushion right here that goes with it. On the back of it is some adhesive backing, and then there's backing paper that you will peel off. When you will get all of the stamps there on that, and I call it like perforated. You just pop these out, they will come out really quickly. And then what I like to do is take and place my stamp directly onto the wood that I think corresponds the best for the best size. What I would recommend doing is taking all of these pieces out and matching them all up to the corresponding sizes of the stamp before you actually take the adhesive paper off and lay it down. Okay, so say you have taken off the adhesive backing and you've laid it down onto your wood block like this, and say you realize that you got it crooked, you can lift it up as long as it's fairly quickly after you've laid it down on your wood block. You can lift it up and then reapply, and then once you're sure that that's where you want that stamp to be, go ahead and just press it down. Okay, now you also have some labels here that come with it, and these are just they're label sheets. They're clear and they match the corresponding stamp. So you're just going to lift that up and you're going to place it directly onto your wood block. So one tip, make sure you have it upright. It's happened to me before where I've gotten it upside down. But if you did, you have enough time to lift that up quickly and reapply it the right side. Okay, and like I said, you want to make sure that you do, I recommend that you just take all of these out, put them onto the corresponding block. There's been more than one time where I've thought that it went to a die went to the right stamp block, and then I was wrong, and then I've had to change it out. So that's why I would suggest you just lay it down before applying your adhesive. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Okay, that is the wood mounted. So when it says wood blocks included, that's what it's going to mean. Now, if you get what's called a clear mount, and this is where it can get a little bit confusing, because just because it's called clear does not mean it is actually see-through. The clear mount is still the same high quality rubber die, same foam, only it does not include the wood blocks. So it includes the backing paper. It's a little bit different. So this certain kind, this has backing paper, but it's not actually adhesive. It's a little sticky, and it is actually meant to go right onto those acrylic blocks and stick on there. There's also the option that you have that you can get these come with this set. They're little labels, they're clear as well, and you can put them directly onto the back of your stamp, so that way you can easily see where or which stamp that you want to use. Okay, so that is good. Sometimes this part right here, the vinyl part, doesn't always stick as well onto the acrylic block, so I tend to not use it. There are little tricks that you can do, like putting on some liquid glue pen onto the actual label and letting it dry so it stays tacky, and it will adhere better to your wood block and stay put more. I just tend to just not use them and just read it backwards. But okay, so pros to the rubber die: you have lots of times you might be able to get a little bit of a better image on these more intricate designs with the red rubber dies. A lot of times people are used to the the wood blocks, And that's another pro of having these. Actually, with the wood block, you have a nice handle to stick onto it. They're not going to move off. They won't drop. You know, won't be removed as you're stamping from the acrylic block. Like sometimes that does happen. But that's one of the pros and cons of that too as well. Okay, and then we're going to come down to the photopolymer stamps, and you will see that in the catalog they will offer the photopolymer, and that's what these are. These are actually clear. So one good thing about there's more than one good thing, of course, but a good thing about that is that they are clear. They actually are clear with this photopolymer, so you can see as you're stamping, you can see directly where it's going. It also allows you to, it does come on a sheet that has the stamped image on it, so you know where to place them for storage. You also can know, oh, I'm missing one, and then you know which one is missing too, which has happened to me before. They're kind of sticky, which is good because they will stick onto your acrylic block like this, and then they're just ready to stamp. Now for these photopolymer stamps, I'd recommend that you get a stamping pad, have a little cushion underneath the paper or whatever you're stamping on. It gives the stamped image, it shows a little bit more detail on there too. It's going to give it a little better image once it's stamped on. It also, with the plastic here, the clear, it can tend to get a little dirty, so it won't stick as much if you've been using it. So you can wipe it off with the baby wipe. I sometimes just run it under water really quickly and then dry it off, just tap it dry, and it's usually really good. This also is a little bit easier to stain, especially with the red stamps that have red in them, but it's not, just because it does do that, it's not going to make a difference in the way it stamps. It will still stamp just as well. So that would be the only thing. And we'll put this back here. So I hope that gave you a little bit of more info on the different types of stamps that Stampin' Up! Carries. If you are looking for a catalog, either the annual catalog or the occasions catalog, which is out now, the celebration one as well, and you do not have a demonstrator currently, please comment or get in touch with me through my website, and I will be happy to send one out to you. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.